Good evening, and thank you for coming to listen to my second Liberty University online speech. We're here today to discuss the social problem in the U.S. of the lack of knowledge regarding child passenger safety. Everyone has a child in their lives, whether it's yours, a grandchild, a friend's, or even one saying hello in the grocery store. NPR.org says that the leading cause of death for toddlers in the U.S. is not poisoning, medical ailments, or accidents in the home. By far, the biggest killer of children is car crashes. I admit that I was uninformed when it came to car seat safety. A family member kindly directed me to a Facebook page consisting of child passenger safety technicians. Ever since, I monitor the page daily to learn all I can about the subject. A young child who is not rear-facing can be seriously hurt. Children are our future, and it's everyone's job to protect them. First, we will discuss how and why parents typically misuse seats. Second, I'll describe how extremely dangerous it is if they're in an accident. And last, I'll explain several things we can do to keep the children safer. Let's begin with how and why they misuse the seats. Many parents turn their child forward-facing sooner than it's safe. In my experience, parents do this for typically one reason: they aren't knowledgeable. I say this because when they're presented with facts, people won't endanger their children. In 2011, the American Academy of Pediatrics changed their policy of rear-facing to 1 year and 20 pounds to a minimum of 2 years old and as close to 4 as possible, as long as you're following the height and weight limits of the seat. Now I'll explain why this misuse is dangerous. In 2007, a study in the Journal of Injury Prevention showed that children under 2 years old are 75% less likely to die or be severely injured in a crash if they are rear-facing. Scientists have found that a newborn's spinal column can stretch up to 2 inches in a crash. This is a problem because it can break with only a 1/4 of an inch stretch. When this happens, it'll cause paralysis or death. AAP.org says that a rear-facing seat does a better job of supporting the head, neck, and spine of an infant and toddler. In a crash, it distributes the force over their entire body. Finally, I will propose what must be done. Know better, do better is a phrase used on the Facebook forum mentioned earlier. If we educate ourselves, we can educate others. Although I can't guarantee that everyone will accept our information and use it, I am sure it will decrease the number of children being put in danger. Another helpful option we have is to send people to the NHTSA website to find the nearest car seat installation inspection. In addition to these suggestions, everyone needs to know the laws of where they live. I learned that in North Carolina, the law is that you must forward face at a year old. And in Maine, the fines only go up to $250 for the 3rd offense of incorrect usage. We need to stand up for the children and propose that this new safety information be put into laws and that there be steeper fines made for endangering our children. Always keep in mind to use redemptive communication. This means to speak to the parents in a loving way. Now let's review. We discussed how and why parents misuse the seats, then described how extremely dangerous it is if they're in an accident, and last, I explained several things that we can do to keep the children safer. So in conclusion, Matthew 18:10 tells us to not look down on children because their angels are always close to God. This reminds us just how special children are. We need to be their advocates. Remember, a child under 2 years old, forward-facing, can be seriously hurt if in a crash. I challenge everyone today to watch the crash test video found at cpssafety.com. Thank you for coming and listening to my speech.